And good morning from the Oklahoman's video studio. Dave Morris alongside Mike Knopp, Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah.
We're a week away from Thanksgiving, so the holidays are just right around the corner. This past weekend, to recap though, you had several cool things going on down at the Boathouse District, but on Sunday night, you know, high school football is big in Oklahoma, so there's always the Friday Night Lights slogan, if you will, that goes with high school football. You had some Sunday night
Sunday night lights, yeah. Last night was our high school league championship, middle school league as well, and you know, it's really neat. It's one of the favorite things that we do, in my opinion, because we're connecting to so many families and youth from really across the metro in our urban schools. We had a big crowd out there last night cheering on the teams, and a lot of school pride, you know, among these high schools, and so it, you know, it kind of has that football-like atmosphere.
Sure.
And so that was really important. That's one of the reasons for, you know, adding the lights, to make this as accessible as we can make it fun for kids. And there's something about when you're lining up on the water and you're racing, the lights, you know, are beaming down on you. It's a really kind of fun, exciting environment. And these kids had a great time, and they worked hard. They've been training all fall, and they raced and had some great results. I mean, the first place in the high school league was Santa Fe South.
Cool. They
took first, and Aztec Charter took second, and then third was Northwest Classen. So
very nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. And then we actually newer to the program is a middle school league. Roosevelt Middle School took first, and Webster took second. So just really a neat environment out there, and it's one that we are really focused on growing over time. Yeah.
How did this get started, and how do you get the schools involved? How could other schools
Yeah.
become involved?
Well, we try to make it easy and remove as many barriers as we can. We provide the equipment, so there's no requirement for school to purchase anything.
There's no bake sale to raise money for paddles or something?
Exactly, and we actually provide the coaching as well. And so a school just has to indicate that they're interested. We have scholarships and program waiver fees available for schools, and so cost is not a barrier to this program. It's just our biggest thing is we want the kids, the schools, to organize the team, have somebody from the school kind of take a lead, and then we work on bringing the kids out, and we take it from there. And in the schools that are involved, you know, they treat it like another sport at the school, and the kids take a lot of pride in the fact that they're rowing. And you know, the fact is, if they get into it through this program, we then provide program scholarships for kids interested in our junior program, which is our program that we have that involves kids from across the metro that is nationally competitive. These kids are racing. They just went to Boston a couple weeks ago to the head of the Charles and did very, very well. And we've got kids that are getting scholarships to universities across this country. We've had over $3 million in college scholarships awarded to kids that have started rowing in Oklahoma City. And so we provide that gateway to these schools that are getting involved. So all the school has to do, if they're interested, is to reach out to us, and we will make it happen. So.
Website for more information, riversportokc.org. One last thing on that, you mentioned the urban schools that were involved here. Yeah. Isn't that kind of the whole thing of the Boathouse District, is to get the community engaged?
That's exactly right. You know, of course, we've talked a lot over the last few months about Whitewater and all the attractions, and it's all interconnected in our mind, in that, you know, the folks that are going out and going rafting or buying a season pass, they're supporting us offering a program to these schools. But it's also, some folks get exposed to the rowing by coming down and going zip lining, and then they get involved. And to us, it's about getting this community more active, getting people, improving the health and wellness. And, you know, frankly, I had a lot of parents come up to me and say, gosh, this has changed my kid's life, because they walk a little taller, they're more confident, their grades are better. And we actually find that this also connects to kids that maybe didn't find their place in another sport. There's no bench here, and so every child gets to participate, and I think that's very powerful as well.
Yeah, life's all about the experiences that you can have, and that's certainly something that's unique and something that people could take advantage of by being here in Oklahoma City.
I tell you, it's very unique for kids that are growing up in Oklahoma City who have access to these kinds of facilities and coaching. We have, again, coaches from across America looking to Oklahoma City to fill their squads at these universities now because of the credibility of our programs. In fact, just last week we did get confirmation that one of our rowers got accepted to Harvard because of their rowing.
Wow.
Rowing was a big part of it, so it's very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, you drive down the highways here,
Yeah.
you see the signage,
Yeah.
Olympic training
Yeah.
site. And let's talk about the Canadians. They were just in town this past week. How was their experience?
Oh, they loved it. I mean, they absolutely loved Oklahoma City and their experience training here. They had been going to, as far away as New Zealand, in the wintertime to train. And so the fact that they came down here and were able to stay in Bricktown, come down, go do the training in the Whitewater Center, they want to keep coming back. And so we believe that's going to be a very powerful thing for us in the future to have this become a training site for countries, and perhaps in our off season where February, for example, teams that will come here to get on the water and train. They don't care if it's chilly out. They're used to training in a lot of
Sure.
cooler places and on cold water. And in our case, they love the venue and just the quality, as we've talked about before, of the Whitewater. It's the real deal, and it's among the best in the world.
I mentioned the signage you can see along I-35 and I-40 about this being an Olympic training site. Well, now there's additional road construction that has completed the Oklahoma Boulevard.
Yes.
Or at least part of it.
Part of it.
Another section of it.
Yes, yeah. And it's a great section because it comes right into the Boathouse district. But it opened here just a couple weeks ago, and I encourage folks to go give it a try. It's really a nice, it's a direct access to Interstate 40, but also to the Boathouse district from downtown Oklahoma City. So coming from the river or coming to the river, it makes it a whole lot faster and more convenient. And of course, right now it terminates at Shields, and then once, later on down the road, it'll all interconnect. But it is very convenient. So
at this point, Oklahoma Boulevard would stretch from Shields straight to the Boathouse district.
Yeah. I mean, I call it the Boathouse District Expressway, but I think it's probably designed to get people on I-42 very, very quickly. But it is a really nice new amenity for Oklahoma City, very, very well done, and so I encourage folks to check it out.
One thing you mentioned was during the off-season, what happens there, but City Council recently approved a measure that will affect you guys and some improvements that are happening in the Boathouse District during the off-season.
Yes, one of the items that we had on our list that we really wanted to try to get completed in the Whitewater Center was the addition of an additional bridge structure. If you've been down and walked around the RIVERSPORTS Rapids, you can get on the islands. It's a wonderful place to go for a walk or to view the rapids, but on each island you come to a dead end, and then it doesn't connect to the kayak boathouse. And so we will now have a bridge, or starting next spring, that will connect both islands together and also to the kayak boathouse area, which will make things much more convenient for guests, but also for people who are learning to kayak. Perhaps they go out because we do all our lessons at the kayak boathouse, and by having a bridge that connects to the island, they can go across that bridge and don't have to put in at the very top and go all the way down. They can work their way down to where they feel comfortable. So there's a lot of aspects, safety to training to just the idea of going on a really fun, really nice walk or run on this looped course now.
You really realize how large the footprint of the Whitewater Center is when you're on the east side and you're like, there's no way back, but either the way I came or keep going.
Exactly. So that'll greatly improve things. And we've got ideas in the future for events that take place on the island, and it'll make a full loop around, so that'll really improve that as well. So.
Talking with Mike Knopp, Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. Off the top of this segment, we mentioned, hey, we're getting close to the holidays, and you guys will have some Black Friday and Cyber Monday specials coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be on social media, and we're going to be at Penn Square Mall starting next week with a booth, and we're going to offer a lot of past deals, great stocking stuffers and gifts. And as I said before, it's something that's really great for the family to have. It's kind of a lifestyle thing, being able to go down and use all of our facilities, but also knowing that you're supporting this great movement and getting people active in Oklahoma City as well at the same time. We got a lot of retail items that we'll have there as well, and we'll have a special deal on Black Friday and Cyber Monday to pay attention to. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, more information can be found on their website at riversportokc.org. Mike, as always, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We'll catch up with you next week.
Great.